So, the thing about Africa is it's always been a bit of a shades of gray area. I'm still not willing to accept that Africa doesn't have an alternate path, but I also accept that Africa has a lot of trouble finding that alternate path. But that they should have the right to find those paths by themselves. See, there's nothing actually preventing these African states from ending that treaty. That's what Ghana, was it Ghana or who was it? Kwame Nkrumah was Ghana, wasn't it?
Kwame Nkrumah.
Um
Not sure.
yeah. Anyway, one of the French, I think the first French country, Francafrique, to leave the French orbit, voted for independence, and the French destroyed all the infrastructure, saying, well, these were all benefits of French
Yes.
civilization. Screw you.
Yes.
But tell me, why is it that all these countries feel the need to be attached to France when Vietnam, which suffered many more million deaths, did not, and is actually prospering very, very well? They're industrializing very rapidly,
Mm.
right? A lot of the problem also lies with the local leadership. Ultimately, it's their responsibility to free themselves, but they choose not to do. They choose to be in these contracts for the Central African franc and the East African franc. There's the CFA and another something, this thing, which, I mean, why do they need it? They can always move out of it. They choose of their own free volition not to move out of it. Right. We should remember the history. These are all artificial countries created with artificial borders that are not natural demarcations. And we should also remember historically, these are extremely, extremely violent places. The violence has been, say, exacerbated by modern borders, but they were certainly not terribly peaceful even before colonization. This notion of how all modern conflict is the outcome of colonization is just absolute rubbish. I don't buy that. Why is it that Africa as a continent refuses to modernize in the way, say, Asia has or South America has? Brazil has started emerging finally, uh, equitably, including their native ethnicities. Bolivia had ethnically Inca or Aymara, I think he was Aymara president, Evo Morales, and sure, I mean, there was a bit of demagoguery, but there was progress. Why is it that South Africa, that was the shining beacon, has all gone to smithereens? I think there's a lot for Africa to introspect about Africa. And I think blaming everything on the colonizer just doesn't work. So I think it's a lot of shades of gray with Africa where, I don't know which side of the argument to come down on. Because remember, the whites were just the last 1% of the slave trade. 99% of the slaving was done by Africans to Africans within. And this is standard. You look at it everywhere. Stalin killed more Russians than the German army did. Mao Zedong killed 7 times more Chinese citizens than the Japanese imperial army did. You know, uh, Human beings are nasty. Just period, human beings are nasty.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.